I always looked at all these tech companies and how they actually approach things, and they always approached it by basically giving things away almost for free. You think about Gmail, you think about all these things that we get exposed to online, and a lot of this stuff you basically get for free, and then you upgrade over time to more premium. So it's called freemium services. And so we said, how do we build the most agent-centric brokerage on the planet? And I really thought about it from the perspective of what would the brokerage need to look like for me to be there as a lifer. And so I looked at, the revenue share was just a natural. We had to do that. Then the other piece was equity. I'd went into my Prudential office. I'd asked for some equity. When I was there with Hugh, I was turned down, even though I was the number 3 agent in the office, and that was going to grow. I went to Keller. I asked for some equity. I was offered a 1% token interest, even though we did 30% of the office volume. And then when we left, literally, there was a small team that was coming up below me at the time, and he was given the office because they needed somebody to just take over the bills. So he ended up taking. So if anybody wants to know how Ben Kinney became a broker owner, that's actually how it happened, because he was actually in my office. So that was kind of that historical portion, but equity was a big deal for me. And so we just literally said, how do we make the most agent-centric real estate brokerage on the planet? And it really comes down to, how do you build a scalable business? A truly scalable business solves a big problem that hasn't been solved before. And for real estate agents up until really eXp never really had a retirement program. I think that was brought up earlier. There was not a retirement program in real estate. And so the big need was, how do we build a real estate brokerage that actually creates a true, meaningful retirement? And how do we make sure that this thing wins over the long haul? And so that's one of the reasons why you always hear us talking about building the most agent-centric real estate brokerage on the planet. That's what we go and do every day. Wanted to bring up also right now. I'll bring up Glenn Stearns and Sean Patrikas, but the Success Lending has been growing. We've been growing that footprint now. We started working on it really last year at this event. Was the first time that we brought our leadership teams together. Kind Lending and eXp got together here at Cabo for the first time to actually chat about what this might look like if we could put it together. And a year later, I'm going to have Glenn and Sean come up and actually talk about what has happened in the last year, where are we at, and then I'll jump back up on stage after they're done and finish this out. So Glenn Stearns and Sean Patrikas, Success Lending.
Hello, can you hear me? Am I here? Am I on? There we go. All right. Thank you, Glenn.
Awesome.
Finally, I'm Glenn S., and that's Bill G. over there, okay? We'll finally get it right. But no, it's been a year. Wow. I tell you, last year when I came, I was just blown away by what I saw, just the enthusiasm and everything that you guys bring. It's not about these numbers. These numbers are great, but it's really about this purpose you guys have. Thank you, Gene, so much. Thank you, Brent, for inviting us here. And to Glenn, I want to really thank you for believing in us and what we've done in the past and what we'll do. We have an obligation to you guys to do some things that I think are going to really help change your lives as well. And when I think about really what I've seen up here, before we get into the numbers, and again, by the way, the numbers, they're impressive, but what I had found in my life and being able to ring the bell once or twice was that it was about the purpose. And when I listen to Keely, and when I listen to Levi and Rosie and their stories, that's what it's about, right? It's not about all the money. It's really about the connection in the family. I mean, shoot, I had a child at 14. I've struggled. I've been there like you, Levi. I had cancer twice. I've been there. And so you can relate to people, right? And then you want to get to know them more, and you want to really believe in them. And that's where I think you guys have found this key to success. And I'm really, really grateful to be a part of it. It's such a movement, and there's so much purpose behind it. And so I'm appreciative, and thank you all for allowing us to be a part of your organization. I'm going to have Sean talk a little bit about some of the success so far that we've had. Again, we've only been open a little less than 2 months, I guess, really. And when I first started in the lending business, it was really my kind of key of getting into that business was not asking but giving, right? I would go out, get on the news, and I'd get thousands of people to call in for things I would do on the news about loan programs, and then I could give these leads to realtors. I'd always give before I would ask. And so far, we have, about 100 loans in the pipeline. We've got 30 loan officers. We just started, and really 95% of that is outside leads. It's not anything that's been done through eXp. And so our goal is that we will be able to have 50% of the business come from outside. You guys want that, because then 100% really of what you bring in, you guys basically keep. And we're going to be out there trying to obviously penetrate, the relationships that you have. Thank you very much, Chuck, and we have a lot of other people that are out there helping us right now. But we're going to be able to give back in other ways by getting a lot of those loan officers that and we're going to be able to do outside business, which is going to really help with the profit. You want to go through some stuff, Sean?
Sure. Thanks, Glenn, and Brent and Gene. I appreciate the opportunity to be up here, and the stories we've seen today are just amazing. I will have a story like that to tell in a year. I feel like we're on our first. Woo! So I think Brent said it a little bit earlier, but it's the first 10 people that are the hardest to get the business off the ground. So we're fortunate. We've got 13 people that started February 1st, and we have 14 other people that have signed and accepted their offer to start on the 1st of the next month. So we're really excited with that, and our goal this year was to eclipse 100 mortgage loan originators to start at our eXp's mortgage company. And I believe we will be there with your support, and I appreciate the support we've gotten so far. We will do this, and we will grow this to 500 originators in a very short period of time. Thanks. So we've attached the map of what's licensed now, and the strategy initially was to really cover some of the states that eXp had huge populations in. So all of these states are up. The other states are generally applied for, and we're waiting for acceptance on them. Probably within about the next 90 days, we'll cover just about the whole map. So we do have good presence, and we have people that are licensed in each one of these states. So I attached this just so everybody understands we're still really growing. We'd love to get loans, or opportunities to pre-approvals for you. We'd love to earn your business. But to do that, we really want to drive the theme of the community home. We need to bring more people on in your markets that you like working with, that you feel are people that you know, like, and trust, that you would want to do business with. In order for me to register or enroll those people, I need to get a hold of them. And we certainly do our share of cold calling, and I'm foremost a mortgage recruiter. That's what I do, just like all of you here building businesses. For the last 25 years, I've basically recruited to the mortgage industry. So we're really fortunate in this case, and I'm extremely gracious and grateful to be working with you to get these leads. But on the screen right here, you can earn the $10,000 referral fee, and the best way to get your referral in or your recruit in is to go on our website at successlending.com. There's buttons there for you to push that you can submit a referral, and it comes into a group box. So now we have 3 people doing it instead of just myself. And then you can also have clients go in there as well. And we have been receiving leads. So pretty excited and very appreciative about that.
One thing I'll add about that is that if you're out there and you already have a relationship with a loan officer, you're going to talk a little bit about this in a second, and maybe you already have something like a desk rental, or you have some other situation, financial situation already done. We want to do the same thing. So we don't want to take anything away. We'll do the exact same thing. All we want to do is plant that flag with that agent that you already know, love, and trust, and put him under the Success Lending brand. So,
yeah. So why Success Lending? You know, first of all, this business is for you. It's for your opportunity to increase revenue share with services you're already using. So it's very important to remember that. I've got a great opportunity. I had to interview for this job with a lot of important people to build a business to make you more money on revenue share. I think Jason Gessings had on Feb 24 talked about revenue share plus. So again, very important to recognize that this is really for your benefit. The second part on there, the recruitment process for the loan originators, willing to give we're giving a $10,000 referral, and that's as many as you can give us. We're excited to pay for it. So keep it rolling. Do you want to go into the desk rentals, Glenn? Maybe you could talk about that.
well, again, I mean, it's just if you already have a relationship, you already have a desk rental, you already have an MSA, let's not change a thing, right? Let's just convince that agent to come over, because we've got the same programs. We've got the FHA, VA, we've got the non-QM, any kind of program that you need, they'll have the same pricing. It's just now they'll all work under the one family, so.
Yeah. So thank you for your time.
Thank you all.